So, ¿hablas inglés? Speak Spanish.
Bueno, Carmen, la sheriff está aquí para oír sus preguntas y lo que las cosas que ustedes quieren preguntar, cosas que quieren saber, qué es lo que va a pasar. Ella, el sheriff está aquí para oírlo, saber qué son las problemas que son las propiedades que quieren hacer.
Vamos a hacer una por una ahorita.
¿Tiene más preguntas, señora?
Yo quería hacer un cuarto, pero
She wanted to make another room, but she decided she better not.
porque mis hijos ya están grandes y ya
Because her children are adults now. ¿Están grandes y qué?
no quieren estar en el mismo lugar donde estoy.
They don't want to be in the same area that she sleeps in.
So explain to her, depending on the property, because some is private property, some is public property, some could be CalTrans property. If the sheriff's office gets complaints on private property by the private property owner, then yes, we will remove them at some point, because they also have a right to, the rules on their private property. The rules are different on public property, the rules are different on CalTrans property.
Dice el sheriff que depende de los dueños de la propiedad donde ustedes tienen sus casas. Unos dueños son de la propiedad privada, ellos tienen sus derechos. Otros pedazos de la propiedad son del condado y son diferentes derechos, pero depende de dónde hacen sus casas, de la propiedad, de quién son los dueños. Nosotros tenemos que actuar para también, porque los dueños de la propiedad también tienen derechos para proteger su propiedad. She said, for example, I live here, this is my area, who is the owners of that land?
So I can't answer that right now because I'm working in collaboration and I don't know where all the lines are.
Ahorita no sabemos quién son los dueños, pero ella va a tratar de figurar quién son los dueños para decirlo.
But here's what she needs to understand is that if it is if it's our area that we have jurisdiction over, that we would never take action without letting them know ahead of time that we're going to take action. There is a process anytime an unhoused person is removed from whatever property, whether it be private property, CalTrans property, or public property. There's different processes depending on who owns it, but there's always a process.
Hay un proceso que el departamento de los sheriffes, nosotros tenemos un proceso de cómo remover las personas, pero les vamos a decir a ustedes el proceso y para que ustedes sepan lo que está pasando, y nunca vamos a venir aquí a remover a alguien sin esa clase de proceso y sin hablar con ustedes primero, para que ustedes sepan qué es lo que está pasando y qué es lo que va a pasar en el futuro.
sí, porque al venir tienen que traer un comprobante para nosotros ver que
So yes, because in the beginning, we as law enforcement would have to furnish them with some type of paperwork to confirm of what's going to happen in the future.
And we still do that. We still.
So is there a
Siempre
different
hacemos.
time frame for CalTrans, for county, for state, for city? Do you know? Like let's say one can give 15 days, like another one can give, 30 days, etc. And let me explain to her. Estoy preguntando a la señorita que si hay alguna clase de tiempo como de decir, los sheriffs le van a dar 30 días cuando los de los condados le van a dar 15, ¿verdad? Si ella sabe la diferencia de eso, que todavía no me responde.
So what is how many days should we give them in Chad?
The last time that we did it,
7 days?
we gave him 7. We gave him a whole week.
Yeah. So the sheriffs only give usually a week, which I thought is about a week, because it's private property normally when we get called. And the owner of the property has a right. So we do the 7 days as a courtesy because people have to make arrangements, and I get it. They have no place to go. I completely understand that piece of it. But again, I just want to, the reason we do it is because they're making a complaint. It's not because the sheriff office just wants to come move you on. Yeah. So.
And then my question is, okay, let's say you give them the 7 days. Are you guys gonna be who's the one that would have to? If I understand it, once you try to kick somebody out somewhere, they have to have a place, to live.
That's a misconception. They don't have to. If it's a trespassing, we're not required to give you a place to live. You are trespassing. You are breaking the law if it's on private property. There are certain things that as a county we've decided we're going to do these things to help our unhoused, right? With the King City, right? They're trying to get rooms, to create room keys.
King City got 14.2 million in order to help.
But I understand that, but there are certain things that we work with the homeless continuum of, care, housing people. We work with behavioral health. I was on a meeting this morning with King City and some of these people to talk collaboratively about this area because of the multiple jurisdictions of this area. But again, my job as the sheriff is to enforce the law, right? I'm not behavioral health. I'm not mental health. I'm not a landlord. I can use my power as the sheriff to help influence, to help try to get things for people who need it. But, the one thing that I have to keep reminding people is that my job, my function is that of the law enforcement piece of it. And we all have a piece of this problem. And so I can only do as a sheriff what I can do and try to do my job as fair as I can, because fair is different things to different people. But be compassionate about it too, understanding that, if for example, they don't have rooms, she's going to be displaced if I get the complaint. And that's why I work with people like you guys to try to sometimes help facilitate that if we are stuck in that quandary.
So Doña Carmen was also le va a decir Doña Carmen lo que me dijo cuando estaba en el carro que estaba talking to her earlier, and she said she wasn't sure if she signed the application so that she could get her place. No está segura si la firmó. ¿Se acuerda cuando ese día tuvieron la reunión y muchas personas que dejaron las aplicaciones?
Yeah, that's not for the sheriff's thing, but what I can say to LULAC and anybody that's representing some of the folks here is that, we did meet this morning, with behavioral health and our King City partners to talk about collectively, and I think it would be best, because King City is kind of the lead on this, to be, working with King City through that, either, asking to be informed of what happens at the meeting, or where you at, or maybe you become part of that meeting. I don't know if that works for them. I'm not going to make a decision for them, obviously. Yeah.
¿No fue la comida que tuvieron ese? No. Oh, ¿por qué no fue? No sé si se entiende.
¿Dónde está Andrea?
Aquí está. Ay, que no me
No la
cambié.
anda muy peinadita con su pelo. Maybe you wanna talk to her. ¿Quiere usted hablar con ellos también?
Ahorita primero que hablen los demás, pero también uno que llegue mi suegra. Pues,
Usted, porque ya está aquí, porque ella también no tiene mucho tiempo. ¿Tú dejas que se siente ella? Porque ella también. ¿Puede sentarse aquí?
She helping with the housing.
She's actually here as well. She's one of the residents here as well.
Okay.
¿Cuál es su apellido?
Ordóñez.
¿Se habla inglés? No.
I don't even know how to spell your last name. I don't need it. Just under.
You don't have to go check it out. You don't have to go check it out.
Yeah.
It's an older style tablet.
Yeah. It's a manual tablet.
I know, right? I know.
So again, I don't know if you were here at the beginning. I'm here to listen to your concerns. That doesn't mean I'm going to be able to give you an answer on things, but I'm here to listen.
El sheriff está aquí para oír las preguntas que ustedes tienen. No sabe si va a tener las respuestas que ustedes necesitan ahorita, pero ella sí está oyendo las preguntas que ustedes tienen de las preguntas. Para eso está aquí ahora.
¿Cuáles son tus preocupaciones? Como ahora que vinieron los policías, que nos dijeron que ese día que vinieron los policías,
¿Se puede hablar un poco más recio, más fuerte? No,
Tiene vergüenza.
Talking about the last time the law enforcement officers were here. ¿Y qué hicieron?
primero nos dijeron que venían a dijeron que teníamos que desalojar a los ciudadanos aquí, que
I believe on Monday.
teníamos que salir con máquinas.
Como machinery.
Venían dos policías y un sheriff.
2 police officers and a sheriff.
Y de ahí nos dieron una hoja donde nos obligaban a ir a esto
They gave us one.
para los exactamente.
This one? This is
¿Esta
part of
forma?
it?
Ajá.
No, it's King City. We just.
Era la policía de King City, no la sheriff.
Porque venía uno vestido.
I know there was one.
Estaba
This
uno
is
aquí.
King City.
Pero
They just called us.
Ellos nos llamaron, nosotros estábamos aquí nomás para
Respaldo,
mirar.
como
Sí,
respaldo.
sí.
Es lo que nos dijeron que teníamos que salir y yo en eso con ellos mientras nos teníamos que salir para hablar de la DEPI y de conocer la situación que estaba pasando y de qué podíamos hacer. Yo quería saber muy preocupada de ella.
So she called Miss Letty and asked her what could she do.
Well, again, it gets back to whoever's area it is, and if there's a process, even with King City, and the paperwork they usually give you, it shows when you have to leave by or what the process is going to be. So I don't know, do you have the tag? It would have given her some direction if they tagged that.
Pero no les dieron una hoja, fue verbal nada más.
If they were just told they have to leave, that's not a process.
Si no es proceso, sí, no le dieron el papel. Empezamos el proceso de que tenían que irse a salir.
Los sheriffes tenemos un proceso que nosotros seguimos. Le decimos todo lo que va a pasar, así ustedes saben lo que va a pasar.
Sí, yo recuerdo cuando esa vez estuvo la inauguración, vinieron los sheriff y nos llevaron a toda la se me hizo raro de que nos dejaran el papel.
I told her that we would go through the process if we're going to remove them. She says yes, but during the floods, the deputies came here and they gave them forms and let them know where they can go to be in a safer place.
So here's the difference now. And you need to explain that. During the floods was an emergency situation. And so a lot of help opened up because of the emergency situation, right? Housing, food, stuff like that right away because of the situation. It is different now. So we may have the right to move you, at least on our properties, but yet we may not provide all these things for you because, again, we don't have access to that.
diferencia es que cuando todo se hundió era una emergencia y teníamos nosotros mucha ayuda con otras compañías que les podíamos ayudar a donde a estacionarse por muchos días, pero la diferencia es que ahora ya no estamos en esa clase de emergencia y tenemos que seguir la ley y depende de los dueños de la propiedad, tenemos que seguir también los derechos de ellos y hacer el proceso que se hace por la ley.
Again, and let her also know there is a collaborative effort in this area to try to figure out how do we solve some of the problems that are occurring. Well, I just went with King City. They're changed to their city manager and stuff. That was the first meeting I sat to
Ahorita hay
listen
muchos
to.
grupos ahorita que
Because we're all
están tratando de
getting complaints
resolver
depending on their jurisdiction.
cómo ayudarles a ustedes que no tienen dónde irse después y eso es lo que están tratando de hacer ahorita.
Están colaborando ahorita, ¿verdad? Entre ellos, ¿verdad? Para poder ver en qué manera lo pueden hacer.
So you're forming a group. It's time for forming a group.
Yeah, but let me read. So the group that we're forming are the ones that actually have to take care of it. And you may say, well, I need to be part of that group. And I'm going to tell you I disagree with you unless you're going to provide services.
Sorry, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it like a...
But it's not my group, so.
Is it like a nonprofit organization?
No. Right now, the meeting that we have this morning was just with King City, the city manager, their police chief, some of the behavioral people from the county, the sheriff's department. 'Cause we're all receiving complaints in different ways. Right?
And not only here.
Yeah, and not only here, but this is a countywide issue, right? And so, but here for this specific area, it's better that we're talking to each other instead of operating separately. Now, I'm going to disagree with you that you need to be part of that unless you're going to give me something out of it. I'll be honest, because I'm good with reports. I'm good with you helping collaboratively working with the group. But are you going to give me housing? Are you going to give me mental health? Are you going to give me food? I'm quite honestly, it's the people who logistically are going to bring that piece to the table. Now, you want to go form your own group? I'll meet with them too. Well, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna let whoever's gonna be the lead on that piece of it make that decision. I'm not gonna make it for them. So, and your groups talk to them, to the city people. So you can ask, but again, just because you're telling me that you're the lead, I'll be honest. I'm an honest person. I'm gonna say okay, but so. Which community? So, even okay.
Wants to know what's going on. Why are these people who only speak Spanish working Azure? That's how they feel.
I'm going to tell you what. If I get a complaint, whether you speak Spanish, Nigerian, white, purple, you came from Mars, and it's private property, and I'm going to be very clear about this. And the owner complains that we're going to legally say you're trespassing, and we're going to remove you in a sheriff's area. I'm going to do it with compassion. It doesn't matter what language you speak. Now, I have no idea, as your new sheriff, why everybody here speaks Spanish, right? That they decided that, I'm going to guess it's California, and those are the poorest people in California. That's going to be my guess. This has nothing to do with, I'm picking on the Hispanics. So. Yeah, but I don't speak Spanish. No, I think what helps is,
they believe me. They have problems.
I'm going to tell you, I think what helps me is I'm just really honest about my answers to people. And you can, so. Sir, I've got 34 years in this business, and I've been dealing with the unhoused situation for 34 years.
You know what I think? I think that we see more Hispanics here because in this area,
This is predominantly, yeah.
county, you know, you see more Hispanics. But like you go to Santa Cruz, other places, assuming that more, you know, white than there is Hispanics. So I guess it's just because we're like 90%, 89, 80.
I'm going to guess it's just Because here's what I can tell you about all the studies show with your unhoused population. They're not being imported in like people think. They're from some. No, they're from your own communities. And so they usually reflect what your communities look like. And so this is a predominantly Hispanic speaking community. If you didn't know that. Okay. It shows, see, where they do come from their own communities. So they usually go back to where they come from. It's not an imported problem. A lot of people I spend a lot of time educating people that, no, they're not from this city. They're not taking buses. They're not from they're from their own community. Yeah.
Sheriff Nieto, I have a question. I mean, let's get to the bricks and mortar of this whole thing, right? What is a more tangible, realistic question or idea of how we move forward? What are the next steps, and how can we get this resolved in a more easier manner instead of bringing one agency by one agency, sheriffs and city police?
Well, we're collaborating. I think that the answer is that this morning, for example, I think that's the beginning of creating collaborations. Now, I've worked on homeless issues, like I said, for 34 years. And the groups that I've been part of that have been the most successful are the ones where they're talking to everybody.
How can we be invited to those type of conversations and actually have a chair at a table to be able to like?
Well, I can ask on your behalf and say, hey, we would like to be part of the collaborative to, try to find solutions.
It's not that we have a trust to that. It's maybe we can get a little input in it.
If we could actually, if we could actually become a conduit of information, not only in those rooms where the movement's happening, and be able to relay it back to the community here in a more softer tone in their understanding, so that they don't have misconceptions.
Here's the thing, and he said it the best: trust.
Right.
That's the foundation. But I think there's, and I'm not saying people are distrustful on both sides, but here's what I've seen. I give you some information. Depending on who you are, you may relay the information differently. And that's why I brought my own interpreter, because I wanted to make sure that what was being said was my message and not because you represent something and you're going to throw in your own little spins into the interpretation. And so, do I think it's doable to advocate to bring you guys into the group? Yes. Do I think that you're going to be the conduit of information between the group and the unhoused people here? No. It's going to be a collaborative communication that's going to take place.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
El que sigue, ¿quién sigue? Su esposo. ¿Puede venir para acá? ¿Va a venir? ¿Se puede sentar?
What was your name again, Sarah? Hector. Thank you.
Mira que si no nos
I got Gonzalez, yeah.
Alfonso Perea, Trujillo.
Trujillo? I'm a Trujillo on my mother's side, from Las Cruces, yeah.
Prima.
That's right.
Alfonso Perea. Perea.
Where's your coming from?
My family on my dad's side is from El Paso, Texas area, and my mom's side is from, and my mom's side's from New Mexico, Las Cruces, Catch, New Mexico. So I have very deep California roots. I go all the way back to Montezuma and Cortez, like the Trujillo side does.
Wow.
Yeah, I have complete books on it.
Oh, yeah, familiares salieron.
Yeah, I mean, so my family, I have cousins that still have, they're farmers, they're chili farmers in that area. And if you've ever heard that country song, I didn't cross the border crossed me. That's my family's history. We were just already there, and then when the border came, we were farmers. We were poor farmers. We just, okay, whoever rules, we're just trying to make a living.
Don Trujillo, ¿qué son sus preguntas?
Pues,
ahorita no tengo
preocupaciones.
Worries.
I wrote the story.
Okay, I went in here, so here's my rules. So I need you to step back, because I need to hear his story, not your story. Thank you.
Si quiere oír sus preguntas de usted, no
un chaparrito.
He worried when the deputy.
Y estaba ahí, quería que le salieran.
¿Sherife o policía?
Sheriff.
Okay.
Ajá.
Fair, that's
Y
fair.
He was a
está
sheriff.
gordo, hermano, así.
Husky Bill.
Y me jaló de aquí del cuello.
He grabbed me by my neck and shoulder.
When was this? When was this?
Cuando estaba el agua hasta arriba.
During the floods.
Okay, that's different. We had to
Eso porque
forcibly.
dependencia tenía.
Pero no.
Yeah, we didn't. They didn't have a choice.
Pero no a calor.
Pues es que si se iba a llevar el río.
No, por eso tenían que sacarlo.
So, okay, I agree with you. Tom, I agree with him on that.
Ella lo oye y también está con usted.
Sí, y por eso le digo que es bueno que vengan a chequearnos y todo.
That's why he says it likes it.
Pero que no nos forcen la
I'm not to force it physically.
So, no, I agree with him. We shouldn't, unless we have to, because sometimes we do have to.
Andrea,
touch
¿lo puede
people,
tener así?
that we shouldn't be forcibly
Siéntate aquí atrás.
doing that. But during the floods, I don't know what the situation was. The floods were different because of
El
the.
sheriff que está de acuerdo con usted que no deben de hacer eso. Unas veces hay emergencias o situaciones donde tienen que poner manos, pero a veces eso que eso no debe de andar.
And if you were leaving, like the deputy ordered you to, you have my sincerest apology that happened to you, sir. Because it should not have happened.
Si usted se andaba yendo como el sheriff le dijo que se fuera y de todos modos lo jalaron así.
Pero es que yo andaba recogiendo unas cositas para irme y me dijo, apúrate.
Ella le pide que las despensas
¿Pide disculpas?
del departamento y disculpas del departamento. He said he was just going to grab his things and get going.
Okay. Did the sheriff speak Spanish at all that was there?
Sí, muy bien.
Okay, so he understood what you were doing. Again, on behalf of the sheriff's office and myself, Mr. Sheriff, my sincerest apologies that happened to you. And I certainly will take that message back and talk with the people. In fact, I have.
Otra vez que las disculpas al departamento, ese es el comandante, Mike,
And
y él es el que está en cargo de esta área.
And to share your story with the deputies is that is not how we do law enforcement.
No me estar grabando. Pero es que yo fui militar en México.
I was military in Mexico.
Y ni en México tenemos el derecho de hacer esta violencia, de hacer violencia. Y dije, quisiera agarrarte en México, yo también estudié mucho. Conmigo, vámonos a México y allá conmigo nos arreglamos.
We can fix everything
Yes.
in Mexico.
All right. Well, thank you for your service in Mexico. And do you have any other concerns?
Dice que gracias por su servicio en México y si tiene más preguntas.
Es ok todo, nomás que no me anden jaloneando porque yo también me molesto.
Hands on it.
Okay. Well, again, I'm sorry that happened to you, sir.
Okay, ahora el que sigue.
El que sigue.
¿Quién más sigue?
Gracias, don Poncho. ¿Es el que trae?
Sí.
Buenas tardes, pásale.
Buenas tardes.
¿Cómo se llama, señor?
Sheriff Nieto. Mucho gusto.
¿Llama Aiden?
Jairo, J-A-I-R-O.
Marufín.
I-R-O.
Otto, can I see your ojos or no?
¿Sí puede ver sus ojos?
I want to look at your beautiful eyes. I like to look people in their eyes.
Me gusta mirar sus ojos.
And here's why. Would you like speaking with me like this?
Le gustará hablar con él en sus lentes así.
That's why.
Por eso ella no.
I have no choice, okay?
Yeah, I know. That's why. Yeah.
¿Qué son sus preguntas, señor?
Pues no sé de lo que están hablando.
Preocupaciones.
Preocupaciones que tenga usted algo de lo que hablamos la otra vez.
No, pues nomás, la policía me anda molestando mucho a mí, donde me miran se me va el doble, pues.
Law enforcement is harassing me. ¿Y te miran porque qué?
Pues nomás me miran y que me van a querer arrestarme, pues.
They see him and they just want to arrest him.
Como que no va eso, porque
He doesn't like that.
aquí hasta me pusieron un cargo por estar aquí en el río y nomás a mí, a todos no me dijeron nada.
They placed a charge on him while he was here. They didn't do that to anybody else, just him.
What was the charge?
¿Qué era el cargo?
Por traspaso.
Trespassing.
Traspaso, pues ahí vivía, ahí vivo, pues, tenía la casita ahí.
But that's where I lived. I had my house there.
Please explain to him again that if we have a complaint by the landowner for the sheriff, then we have to also, follow the laws for the landowner. And if the landowner says you're trespassing because it's their land, you're not allowed to be there by law.
Dice el sheriff que si tenemos una queja de los dueños de la propiedad, que nosotros tenemos que seguir la ley y seguir los derechos de los dueños de la propiedad y actuar bajo de la ley para remover las personas que están en la propiedad privada que no deben estar ahí.
But there is a process.
But
We would never just come out and trespass.
Por estando ahí en esa
Without giving you a
propiedad
warning.
privada sin primero
Without-
diciéndole
Yeah.
qué es lo que va a pasar.
No, pues me pusieron hasta restricción para no poderme estar ahí así.
Restricción de poner. Said that they barred him from coming back. They put a restriction on him. ¿Qué clase de restricción?
Pues que no tengo que estar aquí, pues.
So I don't want to have to arrest you today. That's the judge who has said you can't do that, and so you're actually violating as we speak.
I guess he came just to give his testimony.
Yeah, I'm not here to. Yeah.
But maybe it's for his safety now.
It could be. I'm not going to judge, but if you've been barred from here, that is because the judge has made that determination.
Dice que si le dieron una restricción de no estar aquí, es que el juez hizo esa restricción, no los policías. Y nosotros de policías tenemos que seguir esa restricción que impone el juez.
Si estoy acá me arrestan, ¿sí?
¿Mande?
Si estoy acá me arrestan.
Si la restricción es así del juez, sí.
Pero a lo mejor es por tu seguridad, tal vez.
No sé por qué me pusieron eso, porque me pusieron como 5 cargos ese día.
Yeah, so maybe it's for your security, and he's like, no, I don't know.
So I know we're taking this. So for people watching, when a judge puts a restriction on you, they do bring interpreters into court, and the judge probably would have explained to you at that time why the restriction was placed there. In fact, I know judges do that. Now I wasn't there, but it's somewhere. Maybe you have forgotten, but the judge has barred you, not the police. So now, if we come and there's a court order, you're not only in violation of trespassing if they say you're trespassing, you're now in violation of a court order and you can be arrested.
El sheriff dice que cuando te ponen una orden de restricto, te lo van a hacer en la corte, y en la corte si no entiendes van a tener una persona allí que habla español para que te explique el orden del restricto que necesitas que usted seguir.
But I'm not here today to do that. I'm here to listen.
No te va a arrestar
Ella no
hoy.
está aquí ahora
No te
para
van a arrestar hoy.
Si tiene restricciones, sí pueden
Pero
hacerlo.
sí pueden hacerlo si te ven aquí.
Sí, yo sé, pues yo por eso con mi mujer también me acerco porque también tengo restricción y me llevan y me acerco para allá.
Entonces tienes que buscar como otro lugar tal vez para ir.
Sería, I know that that's why I don't come close to the law enforcement officers. That's why
And then,
restriction for not being.
and then just as a person, you maybe want to look for some drug counseling, and so you don't die young, because I don't want to see people dead.
Puedes agarrar consejería porque eres joven y para que te salga rehabilitación de drogas. ¿Estás joven? Puedes hacer tu vida
Sí,
vida
allá
normal.
estoy trabajando en mi oficial de probación con eso ya.
¿En probación?
Pues esa es otra cosa, no es hay que seguir adelante.
Y ser más positivo y estás joven. ¿Cuántos años
¿Usted va a
tienes?
hablar?
Okay?
¿Va a hablar?
All right. Thank you.
Oh, vino a apoyarnos.
Ahí viene mi suegra.
Ay, ya, si se puede quitar para que se siente la suegra. Your mother was here.
Ay, yo pensé que era mi suegra.
¿Cuánto es su madre? ¿Sí?
No, no es mi suegra. Yo pensé que era. Ahí está más.
Ajá.
Ahí está Omar. Next.
I think there's a total of 29 and
Buenas
somebody
tardes,
had mentioned
gracias.
50.
¿Cómo se llama?
Like, you
Omar
don't get up, you
Santiago.
won't get up 29.
Omar Santiago García.
What was it again?
Omar Santiago García.
How about you just write it? I'm gonna make it
¿Lo
easy.
puede escribir usted?
How long is
Omar.
Omar?
That was easy.
Santiago
Santiago
García.
Garcia. Okay, I got it. Yeah.
She can spell Garcia.
¿Y qué son sus preguntas ahora, señor?
Mi pregunta
Todas sus preocupaciones.
preocupaciones es de que, pues, ya lo que le comenté es que cuando me atropellaron, pues, no se hizo nada, ¿no?
His worry, his question is that he got run over and nothing has been done about it. ¿Cuándo pasó?
Hace como 15 días
15 days ago.
Run over by.
¿Cómo?
me atropellaron ahí donde está la calle que sale de Sedgway y la Broadway.
¿En carro?
Yo en bicicleta y él en carro.
He was on his
Creo
bike
que
and
ahora
the
sí.
vehicle ran him over by Broadway and ¿dónde?
En la Broadway y la calle que sale de la Sedgway donde están las oficinas de
The
los...
street that where the subway is at.
Okay, so tell him. So King City is the investigating
La
agency.
policía del departamento de King City son los que están investigando.
Llegó la policía,
La
estaba
police
tirado, me
arrived there.
levanté.
And I don't understand. What do you think will be done?
Y ella
ya
me está
llegaron a
preguntando
las-
qué piensa que
ya
usted
llegaron
que va a
las
pasar
¿Qué va a pasar?
con su situación.
No lo sé. Llega los abogados, pero pues no se hizo nada.
¿Usted habló con los abogados?
Con un abogado.
He spoke to a lawyer, but
Fui a pedir el
he hasn't heard
reporte.
anything.
Okay, so it's a civil thing, and we can't give any kind of advice.
Entonces es un proceso civil y ella no puede dar cualquier consejo.
But anyways, thank you. All
Respecto a
right.
eso, no
Yeah.
tengo.
Me llamo Teófila González Loya.
¿Tícula?
Teófila.
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 Teofila. Teofila.
¿Y su apellido?
González.
Gonzalez or Gonzalez?
González Loya.
You know, obviamente Kentucky.
¿Y qué son sus preguntas, señora?
Preguntas o preocupaciones.
Por el bullying que le hacen a mis hijos, pues.
Pues es tocante a la vivienda.
De la de vivienda, pues no tenemos donde ir, por eso tenemos aquí.
We don't have where to live, that's why we live here.
Sí, pues según nos hicieron una reunión otra vez que dijo que según que lo iban a sacar, que vinieron policías, que lo iban a sacar y que iban a traer máquinas a desbaratar las casitas. Y yo le contesté, le dije, si tienen donde llevarlo, le digo, sálgase usted para que yo me entre con mis hijos. Y él me contestó que no se puede, él manda, pero uno le debe de decir, no porque digan ellos nomás porque los pueden, porque son policías, tenemos boca para hablar, por donde quiera uno valemos.
Para que puedan intervenir.
¿No lo oí correcto, señora? Dijo que se fueran a un tent.
Es que ellos me dijeron así, porque ese día que vinieron los policías, dijeron que lo saliéramos de ahí, que iba a venir un lunes, bueno, no sé qué tanto del mes. Ajá, y que lo saliéramos de ahí porque un lunes iban a venir con las máquinas a tumbarlo en la casa. Y entonces yo le dije, pues si quiere que nosotros délos su casa y nosotros salimos de aquí.
But she said if you guys want us to leave, then we'll leave.
So, please explain to her again the process, the two different processes where the homes are at.
Es un proceso para remover las personas y el departamento de los sheriffes seguimos ese proceso. No nomás sacamos a las personas así nomás.
And if they're coming to warn you that you're gonna, no matter who the process is, they're gonna give you a piece of paper that's gonna tag it and say when you have to.
Como tengo 4 niños que van a la escuela y ni modo que duermamos en la calle, eso no se vale.
We can't sleep out in the
Y no
street.
tenemos dinero para buscamos renta pero no hallamos.
Been trying to find a place
Y eran
to rent, but we
2
can't find
personas, 3 personas nada más y somos 6 en la familia, mi esposo y mis hijos.
Oh, that's true because Celebration Nation, where I'm representing Celebration Foundation, we can't find them a home. We've been looking for it since January. We put them in the hotel. Estaban en el hotel. Right now, la contratados are in the hotel.
And, you know, that's the thing though, so again, if you're on private property and it's the sheriff's thing, we will warn you, but the owner of the property has a right to say you can't be there.
La cosa es que los sheriffes, si ustedes están en propiedad privada, nosotros les vamos a decir y dar papeleo que no deben estar allí y para decirles qué es lo que va a pasar en el futuro para que ustedes sepan todo. Okay.
Yo estoy de acuerdo, pues si nos van a esos cuartos, pues los vamos, pero no así nomás. Así nomás que salte y a dónde los vamos a llevar.
Can you let her know what? No one will ever do that, except the exception was during the storms. And we had to evacuate immediately.
Nadie de la policía más va a venir a sacarlos. La excepción era que cuando vino toda la agua y se hundió todo, la gente se tiene que salir por la seguridad. Y en esa situación sí vamos a sacar a la gente así, pero menos eso no podemos hacer eso.
Tienen una razón, hay un porqué.
Exacto.
Yo lo entiendo y nosotros le agradecemos porque sí, cuando hubo el agua vinieron los policías, sálganse porque va a llover, van a contar las cosas.
Vinieron allá, lo fueron a decir con buenas palabras, con malas palabras, yo ya me estaba
y yo estoy agradecido con el gobierno.
Ya me estaba poniendo como al igual.
Everyone appreciates law enforcement and he knows the fact that it can get flooded and it's a danger to people. And he appreciated that law enforcement went there, advised them and got him out before anything could happen. And he appreciates that.
Tell them thank you.
Dice que gracias.
And Tina, I have a question. When you guys put up, like, come and advise them, like, you guys tag the place, is it in English and Spanish? Or is it just in English and does it say eviction on it, or?
It's not an eviction. So when we tag on private property, and that's another thing, people are, well, it's eviction. No, it's trespassing. You don't have a legal right to
regardless what it is.
Yeah.
Is it in Spanish and in English?
Yes. And we bring, and the thing about it, when we do it, we bring Spanish speakers with us because we know most people speak Spanish in this area.
Yeah, because I know in Salinas when they tag, theirs says eviction. So.
Well, that's, I can't talk for, maybe they just have one form. And it might say eviction, but we're getting ready to be on private property for trespassing. But people understand what eviction means, right? But not in the legal sense, because eviction, landlord-tenant disputes are a different animal, right? You have different rights. When you're on private property, you're not allowed to just take up residence on private property. And unfortunately, most of the riverbed is private property. So.
And one of the, I can't remember who said, one of them told me that the owner actually let him stay here. So maybe it was just a particular family and then more started coming in. I'm not sure.
I doubt that an owner did it.
So an owner can let whoever they want stay there or not stay there. And they could say, you can stay there, but you can't stay there. They have the right to do that. They have a legal right to be able to, that's your property. That's you know, our country has its good and bad things. And at one point, as property owners have a lot of rights.
¿No se acuerda? ¿Quién me dijo que alguien me dijo que los habían dejado no sé si fue Cintia, no sé quién, que los habían dejado
Alguien
quedar
sí
aquí
les
el dueño,
comentó.
pero no me acuerdo quién.
Ah, no.
¿No fuiste tú, verdad, Cintia?
Doña Antonia dijo que el dueño ya sabía, pues, pero cuando vivíamos allá.
Oh, so she said that when they lived over there, porque pero esa propiedad tal vez no sea de ellos, right? Because it's weird, because this property belongs to different
Uno con
So
una
that thing,
anda con una
so the whole riverbed is different owners. So the private property is just different owners.
El
for each
encargado
private
de
property.
quedar.
So again,
I thought it was one whole thing.
no, it's not just depending on where you are in the riverbed. It could be owned by different farms or different owners. And
Depende de
if
qué
you're near the
área
next
aquí.
camp, so that's
Hay
why
diferentes
why you have to
dueños.
collaboratively. Yes.
Yeah, that's probably where they told them, you know, that they could go ahead and stay there. And then they moved further here. Now
because
there's
they
a
thought it was all
problem.
from the same owner. That's what I'm thinking
So
happened.
no, if
I
we
think
come
that's
out,
where
we're
the
gonna tell-
confusion.
Look, we don't have the resources to just move you. We're coming out because we got a complaint. If we're doing it as sheriff's office, because I don't have that many sheriffs out there on each shift, and trust me, I'm a strong believer we shouldn't be in the business of unhoused and stuff like that, and you know, behavioral
Health
health and
issues.
social services, and they all got to start pulling their weight and doing what they're supposed to do. And I'm not going to take. Like I said, that's not my job, and I'm not going to take it on and say, I'm going to solve this for you. We have to collaboratively do it.
Dice que como esta propiedad es de varios dueños, no nomás es, entonces tal vez se fueron para allá abajo pero esa propiedad no es de ellos, entonces por eso les dicen quédense aquí, pero a lo mejor nomás en esta área y tal vez se fueron más para abajo. Y es donde pues, dice ella que ellos tienen la obligación, sí, el dueño.
También ese día cuando vinieron,
Ajá.
dijeron que si queríamos hacer, que aquí no podíamos estar, que si queríamos hacer de nuevo las casas que lo fuéramos para allá.
Oh, so the owner said that they couldn't build here, but they could go down there.
¿Quién
So
les
they
dijo?
needed to
Ah,
someone
los
else.
policías.
It was like
No,
someone else's problem.
The officer,
so that's where it gets a little confusing.
Andre,
Oh, sí te entiendo.
dice que los
They can't
oficiales.
do that. An owner can't give you permission to go to somebody else's land.
Well, they were just assuming it was like all the same
Yeah, I know.
owners.
I know,
So
'cause
when
they
they
don't
told
know
me,
any better.
yeah,
Era
and
el
I
policía
thought
que
the
le
same
dijo.
thing too.
But it was an officer that told them.
Well, maybe we were getting complaints down there, and the officer was trying to. I don't know what King City. I'm not going to guess. I'm not guess why.
And he was trying to be nice, probably, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's Cynthia. Cynthia.
Nicolás. Parral. Pues mire, yo la verdad me siento contento con Dios y con todos ustedes, porque en verdad me están brindando este apoyo. Como gobierno, como autoridad, le están brindando este apoyo, lo están tomando en cuenta nosotros.
Un momentito para
Ah, ok. Pues si nosotros vivimos en este lugar es porque no hemos calificado.
No me gusta trabajo. Para ir a trabajar. Ay,
Yo la verdad es que yo quisiera prevenir a mis niños porque sé que son menores de edad. Hay buscado departamentos en Island que no hemos calificado. Pues en mi familia somos 21 en total.
No, las que viven son
Somos 6.
6.
Y 4 niños.
So thank you for being content, but
forget is that if you didn't have people like this, housing is not a right. Although people believe housing is a right. In this country, medical aid is not a right. Although people believe it should be. So the government does what it can, but it's not like people say, well, you have to do this. No, legally you don't have to do it. We only do it because of compassion and groups like this that want it.
Mira, nosotros, yo sé que mi familia es humilde, nosotros venimos a este país a trabajar. Yo creía que iba a encontrar una renta, pero no. La verdad.
Muchas de nuestras familias vinieron a este país para trabajar.
En verdad, yo no me meto con nadie aquí. Yo no tengo vicio. Yo no me meto con nadie. Yo estoy viviendo ahora sí que humildemente en este país porque debo de respetar este país. La verdad. Porque a eso venimos, a trabajar y a darnos nuestro lugar, a respetar el gobierno de la persona.
Well, I hope and I'll pray that you guys are able to find some
Mire, estoy contento que mi familia, si el gobierno no deja que yo le doy gracias al gobierno.
Hoy por ti, pero mañana no voy.
The government can't give you more time because property owners also have rights.
El gobierno no le puede dar más tiempo.
So we try to work together to try to do it as fairly as we can.
Para que todo se pueda hacer.
We don't usually go out and police the sheriff's office. We are driven more from complaints than anything. We just don't have the personnel to go out and do.
Pues mire, aquí no hemos tenido ninguna queja de ninguna persona, más que los tres policías que vinieron, que dijeron que iban a destruir. Son los únicos.
Ellos dicen de los dueños de la propiedad.
Ajá, por eso.
Si no tenemos quejas de la
But also, explain for people that are listening, if it's private property, we can't legally go
ir
to
aquí a tratar de resolverlo.
because how would we
Y no
know?
andamos
Yeah, how would we know
las
they didn't
quejas
give
de
you permission?
los
So that's
dueños.
why when I hear people, well, you just came and picked me up.
No
It's
hacemos nada hasta que
complaint
los
driven.
dueños estén en contacto con nosotros y se quejan y eso es cuando nosotros tenemos que seguir la ley.
Just think we're
Pero a
out there,
veces
both, yeah.
No estoy de acuerdo.
So we made it
Yo
that
entendí.
guy.
Yeah.
Por mientras no vengan los dueños, todo va a estar bien. Y yo sé que si viene el dueño, como es el dueño, tenemos que desalojar.
Sí, es lo que dijo ahora mismo la policía. Dice que si al menos que haya una queja y le digan a ella, pues ya las sáquenlas porque no las queremos ahí, es cuando va a venir la autoridad a sacarlas, pero al menos que le digan, dice ella que ni se pueden meter aquí ellos sin permiso, porque si el niño no les dice, los niños que van a hacer aquí no tienen derecho de estar aquí, a menos que la queja.
quickly as we can, so that everything can be good.
All right, are we good? So, I will go back and say, look, can we include, you know, I don't know how to do your guys' stuff. Try to get you in. It's not my decision to make, but yeah.
No me la dio. Y así no la quiere. Ya nada más le conviene. ¿Ah?
And I understand they're
yo me gustaría que se pudiera venir y hablar con ustedes.
Aquí quiere hacer mala Mira.
Ojalá que agarren su ayuda
I think you know what pretty well means.
que son buena familia.
Alright. Well, we're going to head back up north because I got to go to Rancho Cielo thing now.
Mire, yo le voy a ser sincero. Ellos no tienen culpa. Ellos les avisan. Nosotros recolectamos votos. Recolectamos votos.